welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
I am KT Carlisle.
And every week, my best friend, Stephen Wildcard, and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles that life throws our way. This week, Stephen isn't going to be here with us because he's with his family as they are going through a very, troubling time right now. But in his stead, we are visited by the ghosts of Christmas future. The beautiful, lovely, wonderful author and my fiance, KT Carlisle. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of this while,
Of
Steven's
course.
going through what he's doing.
Of
Uh,
course. Do
so
anything for Steven.
yeah. If you're joining us for the first time, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and all that stuff. And we'd love to have you actually see the show as it's usually intended to be. We
Yeah,
promise.
without me here.
Listen, it's only a little.
Here,
It's
KT.
slightly
No one
better without
wants you.
KT is all.
Wants you.
No, I love you. But yeah, the show, we're doing what we can. We're just giving everyone just a little updates, little episodes while Steven's away because we miss him. We don't want the people to go without having some. We want to produce something, right? We want to release something for the world. We're trying to build a colony here. We're not going to leave you in the dust. That being said, every week we talk about what we're trying to accomplish that week and what got in the way. So like obviously a lot got in the way that this week it's been troubling. It's been a troubling time. It's been hard. I've been kind of like working through it though. I've been getting like kind of forcing myself to write again
You
and forcing.
an
I've been
ass.
getting there and
You really have. I
like
mean,
well today like
today you were particularly productive.
yeah, so today I got a lot done. So for those of you who might not be familiar, my best friend Steven and I have been working on comic books for the past several years, and thankfully we've published some. We're about to release our third issue of our book Deathless, and while that's in the process of being printed and all that, I've been kind of dusting off my first novel, and honestly, it was heavily motivated by KT telling me that it was something that was salvageable and worth
Yes.
releasing into the world.
Oh,
And
so good.
I don't know. I like okay. I don't know about all of you. If you're a creative person out there, someone who's like tried to make things and like maybe you've like kind of given up on some things. Maybe you've thrown just taken first drafts and thrown them in the garbage, taken second drafts and like shot them into space. Just hated yourself as you work through something that's probably never going to see the light of day. That's how I felt about this project. I was like, I used to love it, and then I just fell hard out of love with it. I was going through things, and of course, it was like. It was a life. There are several life changes, and I kind of
I'm
forgot.
going through. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing? That's what we're here for. But yeah, so I was going through changes, and honestly, I'm glad I came out the other side with it because as I've been going through this book, I'm seeing the things that you have been seeing in it. Like I'm
Yeah,
remembering.
because it really is so good. I can't wait for people to read it.
Thank you. But it's like a supernatural breakup story. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done writing breakup stories. But this is my last one. This is the last one, at least for a while. Hopefully, like that.
What do you mean?
Hopefully, the last
What are
one,
you trying to tell me something? You're breaking up with me right here in front of everyone?
guys. This is a sham. We no. I'm saying it's. I would never get over here.
You even believe this guy?
I love. You. But yeah, you're right, and you inspired me to like look at it again. And in looking at it again, I kind of fell in love with various things, and I'm hoping that it's the last breakup book that I have any intention of writing. I know, like I'm so
It
done with it.
better be.
Yeah. But that being said, it's fun and it's unique. And as I've been reading it, I remember I had like a deep-seated fear that like there wouldn't be an audience for it because it's unusual. Like it feels strange to read. Like I do tend
I'm feeling singy. I'm
you're
sorry.
feeling very singy and like
You keep saying songs.
so it's like a bit unusual as far as the prose is concerned. You're not gonna do
No. Nope.
So it's a bit unusual as far as the prose is concerned. And for a while I felt and I don't know, it's like a social conditioning thing, Like I felt like it was like, oh, this isn't the way so and so would write a book, and it doesn't sound formal in this way. But that's what I intended. Like when I initially wrote it, I was like, I'm writing this fun popcorn book that's going to read the way a movie would feel to experience. Like I want to bring the audience, the reader, into the world, and suck them in a page turning, hopefully, way that's like entertaining for them, and the more I'm reading through it, I'm like, I feel like I accomplished that. And I feel pretty good about it.
I think you did. Yeah.
But I'm not the only one who's been a total badass lately with writing. You finished a full book, a full novel, and sent it off, right? So tell us about your book and like where you are in the process.
Yeah, well, my book is with my editor now. I'm super excited to work with her. And yeah, I mean, there's not really like a whole lot to tell. I finished the book right before Christmas. Sent it out to beta readers, and I got a bunch of great feedback. I made a few
Yeah.
changes to the story. I completely changed the beginning.
Yeah, I think you
Um,
you you helped it. You made it better. That was
well,
there were some great
I didn't
notes.
help it. My beta readers helped it. So thank you, Kaylee and Amanda, for being complete badasses yourself and taking the time to read my book and give me some awesome feedback. That was really helpful, and the story is so much better for it. But yeah, I'm waiting for my editor's feedback on it. I should be getting that in the next 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and then I am going to self-publish it. I even made a really cool cover for it that people seem to
Yes. Oh my
like.
God. That cover is awesome. I'll post it here so everyone can see it. She made this.
I
Like,
did.
oh my
I'm
God. I was so impressed. I was so happy and like excited. Like you conceived it. Like the whole thing was
I
all you.
remember when I
Yeah,
conceived it and I
I
like
do.
stopped everything, was like, I know what I want my
It
cover to
was
be.
awesome. It was such a good. I'm so glad that we share this space and we get to
Yeah,
like do this stuff together.
it is.
Um,
It's great.
it's great to just share a life with you because I get to watch things and experience things that you love for the first time. So I got to be there when you wrote this book, you sent it off, and when you fix it, and when you make the cover, and also I get to watch things with you at night, when we get to like wind down.
Yes,
And you love true crime. A lot of the
love
people
it.
out there, a lot of you, if you like
I love
true
it.
crime, please.
This much. I just
I,
wanted to show everyone
I,
my socks that you got me.
I was like, what did she do? I was like, oh, she conceived a book. Now she's giving birth to true crime. Like, what is this?
I gave birth to Keith Morrison
Is that
on
what
the
that
We
was?
Have Issues podcast. You're welcome.
So, okay. I forgot you were wearing those socks. Very confused. I was just like, I guess we're doing feet stuff now. I don't know what this is. So if you're out there right now and you're a big fan of true crime, comment below and let us know what like documentaries or docuseries or just like movies or whatever you're interested in or that are your favorites that we should check out. Recently, okay, we watched a documentary or a docuseries about the Zodiac killer. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, my only experience with the Zodiac killer up to this point has been like in the periphery and like inspiration of other things. Where it's just like, like I know what was it Mindhunter was kind of like flirting with the Zodiac killer throughout their serialized episodes and we're kind of bringing that up right before it got canceled. I had also seen the David Fincher movie Zodiac, and I knew a little bit, but here's the thing. I saw that in the theater. I don't remember it with the exception of like it being beautifully shot, well acted, and like long. I mean, that's what I remember as
And
like
long.
I was a kid, I was like that's what I remember. That being said, you love this stuff. You know
Oh,
everything
I
there is to
love true
know
crime.
about like
Yeah.
the Zodiac and about like true crime in general. And how did you feel like how did you feel watching that series as someone who has like known bits and pieces about the Zodiac killer throughout the
Oh,
time?
was completely blown. Honestly, like it was crazy. It's on Netflix, everybody. So like if you have Netflix, definitely go check it out. But
It,
what
it was
really
called Zodiac Speaks, right? Something like
this
that.
is the Zodiac
This
speaking.
is the Zodiac
Yeah.
Speaking. So,
Very, very interesting. As somebody like he said, like I watch a lot of true crime and I've watched a lot of specials on the Zodiac killer in particular, and I've never even really heard of this suspect before. Like they've mentioned him, but not to the degree that they went into the
so
details in this series.
can we just briefly? So for those of you who might not know about the Zodiac killer at all, similar to me, can you give them like a little bit of like a summary of like what the Zodiac killer was doing, like why he's named the Zodiac killer, like what he was?
Yes. So the Zodiac killer is a serial killer out in California, known predominantly for killing couples in cars as they go on, little like makeout journeys and things like that. Um, so almost all of his victims were high school kids, high school seniors in particular. He shot them with a 22. He stabbed a couple one time. But it was mostly like, he would shoot them. But they never caught this guy, but he was so emboldened by the fact that the police were not anywhere near catching him that he sent letters to local
Yeah.
newspapers with ciphers and things of that nature to try to get people to solve puzzles and crack codes to reveal these hidden messages that he was sending,
So yeah, so
kind of like taunting people, like you'll never
this
find out
was
who I
yeah,
am.
this is like a like Timu Riddler. Like this is like
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
like it's like thrift store Riddler. It's really weird. Like it's very dark. He like, also like stabbed people, and he did tie people to trees and do some terrible things. Like a couple of his victims survived, and so there are cases in which there were witnesses who saw him wearing a specific hood with a specific symbol, which was the symbol of the Zodiac watches and such, and
Yeah.
it was very unique. And he was taunting the detectives by, giving these encrypted notes, these letters that he was, looking for his Batman. He was just wondering, he was like, ha ha ha, you will never find me because I'm gonna write a bunch of hieroglyphs and good luck. And here's the thing, the first one that he wrote was solved within like hours.
Yeah.
And then the second one that he wrote wasn't solved
50
for like
years.
50 years.
Yes. And then he's got two others that still aren't solved.
So like, and if you go down the rabbit hole, which I have, you will see there are varying opinions on why this is. Like there are people who are like, oh, he's just an idiot who doesn't know how hard his ciphers are because it's like okay, well, that seems
Yeah,
that seems
he doesn't know
it
how
seems
hard his own puzzles are. That
yeah.
seems
But
plausible.
well, what they're suggesting is, he's making them so hard because he's like learning from a book to randomly like, oh, okay, if I use this and do this, and basically he's making a level 300 puzzle when he thinks he's making a level 12 puzzle or whatever. Um, there are a bunch of opinions. It's very interesting and very funny. The entire internet is a detective. However, what I found to be very interesting for me, as someone who had very rudimentary knowledge, like no knowledge about this killer, with the exception of like his general the whatnots of like him being mysterious
Yeah.
and like giving messages and such. I did not know about any of the suspects or any of like the mystery surrounding them or any of this. So watching this documentary, we learn about this man named Mr. Allen.
Yeah.
Okay, now KT, will you
Yes.
please tell the viewers a little bit about this man?
Oh, you mean the pedophile who was also a school teacher who also taught cryptograms to his students and had a bloody knife in his car and military boots, which the significance of which is that the Zodiac killer had left behind footprints in the dirt that belonged to military boots. It was
Not to
just,
mention they find dead animals,
in
dead
his
like
fridge.
hamsters and like cats or whatever in his fridge. They find pipe bombs in
Yeah.
his basement. He uses the excuse that like teenagers use when their parents find cigarettes in their pants. He's like, oh, they're
Oh, I'm
not
holding it
mine.
for
It's not
a
mine. I'm
friend.
holding it for. He said I'm holding it for a friend. I'm holding it
I'm
for a
just
friend.
holding this pipe bomb
What?
for a very good friend of mine.
I just as
That's a
some
friend you need to drop. I'm sorry.
yeah, but he's a friend. Mr. Allen is a friend you need to have
Oh,
around. Like
oh yeah, for sure.
if
What?
you're out there. Nah, he's not. He's
No.
terrible.
Oh,
This man
no.
is a monster. Okay, so as someone who had never seen, the mystery and how vast this strange rabbit hole is, like how crazy this is. People like this case has gone unsolved to this day.
Yeah,
However, asterisk, like this man exists
right.
who exhibits every possible sign
He
of be
has a Zodiac watch
he
with the symbol on it.
he does cryptograms actively,
Yes.
right? He went to all of the places where these murders took place. He drugged his family slash students and brought them to murder sites and mysteriously disappeared for hours on end. To do what? Probably murder people, and then showed up with bloody knives and blood. And okay, the reason I wanted to bring this up is just like this was a mystery and somehow remains a mystery to so many people. And I understand, where the onus lies with like trying to prove the guilt of someone like that. However,
That's the thing about it.
I know, I get it. We're innocent until proven guilty, but like until like actual proof is found. However,
But are
sir,
you though?
but no, of course you're not, because if you do a thing, like if I like you don't know, like if I put I'm either guilty or innocent of putting a sticker on the back of the chair, right? Like it either happened or it didn't. Either I did that or I didn't do that, right? You can like look for evidence and see whether or not I did it. And you can then try to figure out whether or not I had the motive, opportunity, and like if I could do it. However, if you saw me with a sticker and you saw that my hands are stickery and you saw that the sticker said, "I did this, my name is Anthony," like you might jump to a couple conclusions, and those jumps
One or two conclusions.
and those jumps might be like more like hopscotch than a Grand Canyon. You know what I mean? Like you're not making major leaps here in thinking that this like disgusting man who liked puzzles, hurt people all the time, was like arrested several times for aggravated assault and that sort of thing, and various things I don't want to talk about in the podcast. Had dead animals that shouldn't be in your fridge. Had pipe bombs, had an unhealthy obsession with the case. He had all of the clippings from the case,
Oh yeah.
but he was the same size as the killer, according to the eyewitnesses. Like he
Yeah.
was the exact same size. He had the boots. He was everything you need in this killer. And the only thing that I've seen in all of this like rabbit hole research that we've been doing, that exonerates him in any way is that he passed a polygraph, and they say his handwriting doesn't match the Zodiac. Now, what?
Neither of those things can even be included in a court case anyway,
No.
because
They,
they're so unreliable.
they're so unreliable. Not to mention. Now think about this, Batman out there.
Yeah,
If you're
Batman.
trying to find the Riddler, are you going to be like, oh, look, here's Edward Nygma, who's obsessed with puzzles, whose whole life revolves around question marks, who has all of these contraptions and weird things that prove that he like is obsessed with this stuff. He was always in these locations. He has these bodies. However, that question mark has a little squiggle in it, and the question mark in this card does not. You don't think that man is smart enough to hide his handwriting? Are you insane? You know
Right.
what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of? When you buy like a special like expensive item and you get that like certificate of authenticity, right? And
Yes.
they're like, wait. We think that you're people are smart enough to be able to completely fabricate a painting, right? But not the little piece of paper that says that it's authentic.
No.
What?
No way.
How does that? What?
It's authentic.
It's authentic because this little piece of. I'm just saying, it's so easy to copy that, just like it's so easy to fake your handwriting as much as you'd like, as much or as little. And if you are of the mind to create numerous puzzles, right, and of the madness to kill people and try to hide it and
It's
play,
like the main thing.
and
Like,
well,
it's
and
already that crazy.
he's already
Who's to
crazy.
say you're not also this crazy?
Yes. Well, yeah, and he's also playing games actively with the police, with the
Oh,
FBI.
yeah, constantly.
He's doing it deliberately. He's toying with them. And the way they dismiss him is by saying that his handwriting is in the set. Or what?
Yeah.
Explain the pipe bombs and the dead
Well,
hamsters
he was
and the
holding them
blood.
for a friend, Anthony. It's a very good friend.
A very good friend. A very good friend. Anyway, I'm just saying, they found the Zodiac killer, and he died, unfortunately.
His name was
His
Mr.
name was
Allen.
Mr. Allen. It was spoiler
Case
alert, case
closed.
closed on that one, because what?
Yeah.
But yeah, please let us know if you have any real life, like true crime situations that you'd like us to look at, because like we are really interested in like diving into these things. It's so much fun to watch that stuff and solve crimes. We do
I love
those
it,
like
yeah.
fun detective games all the time, and
It's
it's
practice for
our real
private
life private
investigatorship.
investigatorship.
Yep.
It's going to happen one
It
day.
will.
I mean, why wouldn't it?
I will be a PI. Mark
Yeah.
my words.
I believe you. Okay,
I
I believe
believe
you.
Jumping in the line, solving crimes all day.
Jump in the line. And my body solves crime. Okay. Find the body solve crime. Okay. Jumping in the line, find the bodies of crime. Okay, I believe you. Oh my God. Anyway, um, so before we go, I just want to say we've reached 2,000 subscribers on this channel.
That is
I'm
amazing.
really excited to celebrate with Steven when he's here and be
Yeah,
like, but I
leave
will
me
say,
out of it.
I
That
will,
is all you guys.
I will say, people do love seeing you here. I'm so thankful that you're willing to
Same
step in
here. I
here.
love you.
So.
I love Steven. I'll do anything for you
Thank
guys.
you. And if you enjoy KT and I and our banter and our nonsense, you should check out our show, Our Relationship with Writing. We've been getting together and like we've recently released an episode every week about our writing and what it takes to write books and publish books, market and all that stuff. And we also put a lot of personal opinions and nonsense in it as
What?
well.
That's
I'd
so
just say
we'll do
it gets
things.
a bit silly, but I've enjoyed it. What do you think? What do you think of our relationship with writing?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You
Yeah.
feel good
I
about it so
also
far?
love the podcast that we do.
Yeah. What do you do this week?
What am I going to do? Well, I am working on a query package that
Mhm.
I'm really excited about for a very talented author. Because if those of you who don't know, Anthony and I do editing on the side with
Yeah.
KTA Editorial. So you can go check that out at ktaeditorial.com. So that's what I've been really focused on. And she's super talented. If she doesn't get an agent, then like, I don't know. They're like all on drugs, I guess, because they don't want to sell good books.
We know they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week I am going to see a wedding venue. It's
We are
crazy. Yeah.
tomorrow.
Going to see a
That's
wedding venue.
exciting.
It is exciting. I can't like I
I
thought
can't
this
wait.
place looks pretty cool.
It
So
does.
we're going to get married on our birthday next year. So we've been trying to find a venue so then we can move forward with all the other plans. But
That's a
that's
fun thing to
yeah,
say.
aside
Our birthday.
that's right. And so, we're doing that. I'm also going to be writing more or editing more of my novel, and I'm hoping to hear back from the public or the printers about issue 3 of Deathless because I sent off for some test prints, and I'm really excited to get those back. Yeah, so I can't wait to
I'm
show
very
people
excited to
those and
see
get
them.
those out. I know. Oh, I can't wait. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate you. I can't wait for Stephen to get back. Please feel free to leave some kindness and warm
Please do.
yeah, so leave some messages for Steven in the comments. We'd really appreciate it. But otherwise, let us know what true crime stuff we should look up. Let us know what you think of the show. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, but if you made it this far, we know you probably already have. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you next week. Until then, I'm Anthony.
I'm KT.
This has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next time.
Boom, baby. Oh, is it now? Is a recording in progress? I'll be the judge of that.
Yes. Okay, what's your verdict?
A recording is in
I
progress.
thought so. Hello! Guys, this is a sham we No! I'm saying it's I would never get over here.
You even believe this guy?
I'm edit I love you. I love you. Okay, okay. We're never gonna. No one's gonna watch this. I'm gonna. What am I gonna? Okay. Edit all that out, future Anthony. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. I'm gonna. It doesn't work. Like I'll put it at the end. I'll put it at the end. That'll
Funny.
be. You're
I'm
funny.
his funny wife,
You are my funny wife. Okay.
Bobby.